everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paola, and today I have a very special guest with me. We're here because this is the official blog tour for You Truly Assumed, hosted by the one, the only Qamar Blog Tours. So I will leave a link down below so you can check out the blog tour schedule, and also links to buy You Truly Assumed, links to follow Laila on her socials. Laila, say hello and please tell us what You Truly Assumed is about.
Yeah, so You Truly Assumed follows three black Muslim teens, Sabria, Zakat, and Farah, who joined together to pretty much create a blog to fight Islamophobia after a terrorist attack. And the blog grows in popularity, but so do the racist and anti-Muslim comments. And when one of them is threatened, the three of them must decide whether to shut down the blog and lose everything they've worked for, or take a stand and risk everything to make their voices heard.
I like that it's hopeful, and I like how intense it is. I think YA contemporary really benefits off of books like You Truly Assumed. So, if you could describe Bree, Zakat, and Farah in one word each, what would those words be?
I think I would describe Bree as persistent, Zakat as introspective, and then Farah as chill.
Love those words. So what was the most challenging part about writing from three different points of views?
Right. I think it was kind of making the voices distinct and making sure that each character stood on its own. So I kind of tried to approach that from making sure they were in different locations and they each had like different hometowns, and then relationships to those hometowns, and then also different hobbies, and also just like different language like use. So like Bree uses a lot of like DC local like slang that Zakat and Farah aren't going to use just because they're not from those areas. So I tried to kind of like intersperse that in to make all the voices unique.
Oh, interesting, because yeah, it's in first person and it can be really tricky, so I really salute you for pulling that off, because their voices are very distinct. So yeah, I love that.
Thank you.
So this is the fill in the blank section. The first book I loved was
Angelina Ballerina.
Oh yeah, I read that in your bio. That's so sweet. The first book I bought with my own money was.
This one's kind of hard, but I'm gonna say like maybe like one of those books from the Rainbow Fairy series that were always at the Scholastic Book Fair.
Oh, good ones though. Yeah. Oh, the Scholastic Book Fair was such a time. I want to go back. My first book idea was.
The first book idea I had was about this like character who was like in elementary school whose cousin came to visit and like went to school with her. And so that's the first like original story idea I had when I was a kid.
That's so sweet. I love that. The song that reminds me the most of my book is.
I think I have two. I like Lean On by Major Lazer and then also Leary by Solange. But the playlist that I created for writing this book has like over 60 songs, so there are a lot to choose from.
Oh, wow. Is that playlist available to the public?
Not yet, but I might consider making it. I kind of have to like narrow it down because it's like spans over like 4 years or however long I've been working on this book.
Yeah.
I'd probably need to go through and edit it a little bit.
That's nice though. I love hearing authors talking about the songs that they wrote to, or the songs that they put them in the writing mood or in whatever scene they were writing on. It's so fun. If you were a book, what section of the bookstore would you live in?
I think probably the YA section. Like, I just love like when there's just walls full of like YA books in each like store that I go to. It's just like, I don't know. I just love that like wall length of books. So I'd probably be somewhere over there.
Nice. So You Truly Assume deals with online community, but also like the cons of forming an online community, which is online hate. So what do you hope readers take away from Bree, Zakat's, and Farah's story?
Yeah, I think overall, I really want readers to take away that there's like no one way to make change, even like on or offline. So, Bree, she's kind of writing all the content for the blogs, Akat's doing the illustrations, and then Farah's kind of more behind the scenes doing the technological piece. And they're all making change, but it's in a way that's unique to them and their interests. So I kind of want readers to take away that message.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Navigating online spaces as a teenager is super tricky. So I think that what you're saying is very, very important and very intentional in the book as well. It was recently announced that you will be part of the Study Break anthology with a couple of other YA authors. So what can you tell us about your story?
Yeah, I'm not sure how many details I can share just yet, but what I can share is that the anthology is told over the course of one academic year, and the story that I'm writing falls within the first semester, so that's kind of exciting.
Ooh, nice. I love the idea of this anthology. I love that it's set in college. I love all the authors that are featured on the anthology thus far, so I'm looking forward to it. Is it supposed to come out later in 2022 or 2023?
Yeah, winter 2023, so hopefully like early next year.
Yeah, nice. Nice, nice, nice. I'm excited. And are there any other upcoming projects that we should be excited about?
Not yet, but hopefully soon. I mean, not yet in addition to study break, but
Yeah.
hopefully soon.
Oh, I'm so excited. I love your online presence. You're one of those authors that whenever you pop up on my timeline, my heart gets warm. And yeah, thank you so much for doing this with me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Shout out to Siham and Justine who helped coordinate this meeting. Thank you, Laila, so much for joining me. I really enjoyed talking to you. Doing author interviews is one of my favorite things to do, and I'm so happy that you're a part of it. And
Thank
yeah,
you so much.
yes.
Thank you so much for having me. It was great talking with you.
And everyone else, don't forget to check out the description below for all the relevant links, including buy links for You Truly Assumed and the blog tour schedule. And if you haven't already and you'd like to, go ahead and hit subscribe, and we'll see you in another one. Bye!